Hello, I am D. Balanarsimha, Assistant Professor of Chemistry, Government Degree College, Ramanapet. Today, I am going to discuss about types of organic reactions. I would like to discuss about these types of reactions in a brief manner. Okay, there are mainly four types of organic reactions are there. First one is rearrangement reactions, second one is substitution reaction, and third one is addition reactions, and fourth one is elimination reactions. So, and another one is pericyclic reactions. So here I am discussing about these four organic reactions. All the organic reactions can be classified into these four types. Majority of them, okay, most of the organic reactions can be classified into these four types: rearrangement reactions, substitution reactions, addition reactions, and elimination reactions, right? So we will discuss about all these reactions with examples. So, organic reactions are accompanied by the breaking and making of covalent bonds, which involve the exchange of electrons. The functional groups of organic compounds also play a very significant role in the exchange of electrons. Based on all such fundamental considerations, organic reactions are classified into the following types. I told you already what are the types of reactions here: rearrangement reactions, substitution reactions, addition reactions, and elimination reactions. So we will start with rearrangement reactions. Rearrangement, if you understand this term rearrangement, okay, in these reactions products gets formed by rearranging atoms or group of atoms within the molecules. Okay, here what he said, these are the reactions in which the products get formed simply by the rearrangement of the atoms and electrons in the reactant molecules. The product formed is known as the rearranged product, right? Here product forms by rearranging atoms or groups. So first example I am taking ammonium cyanate. Okay, ammonium cyanate. How many carbons are there? One carbon is there, two nitrogens are there, and four hydrogens are there, and how many oxygens are there? Only one oxygen is there. In urea also, same number of nitrogen, same number of carbons, same number of oxygen, same number of hydrogens, right? So here what happened here? NH2, okay, two hydrogens are shifted to here, to the nitrogen, onto the nitrogen, forming, in result it forms urea. Okay, it is urea. So what happened here? Just product formed by rearrangement of atoms. Which atoms rearranged here? Which are the atoms which rearranged here? So here two hydrogens shifted from here to nitrogen and oxygen shifted to carbon. So NH2 C double bond O, NH2 is formed. So these are isomers. Okay, in rearrangement reactions generally isomers are formed. What are isomers? We have discussed in our previous video that the isomers which are having same molecular formula but they have different structures, right? And the second example is I am taking here N-butane. Okay, a normal butane. Upon reaction with AlCl3 on heating at 300 degrees centigrade, it gives isobutane or 2-methyl propane. So here N-butane is having same C4 carbons, and how many hydrogens are there? 6, 10. So in isobutane also, how many carbons are there? C4 and H10. So formula is same. So here here our main intention is just shifting of one carbon to this carbon and one hydrogen to here. So a rearranged product is formed. And if you take another example, chloropropane, here also on reaction with AlCl3 it gives 2-chloropropane. What happened here? This chlorine has been shifted to this carbon, so and this hydrogen has been shifted to this carbon. So in this way a rearranged product has been formed. So these are examples for the rearrangement reactions. What happens in rearrangement reactions? Products are formed by rearrangement of atoms or groups within the molecule. So in rearrangement reactions generally isomers are formed, right? And second type of reactions is substitution or displacement reactions. Again, if you understand this substitution, what is substitution? Generally in games or sports, substitutions takes places. Suppose if a person in a team on the ground injures, he is replaced by another person. It is called substitute. Okay, substitute means taking away one person. Okay, here in organic chemistry, replacing one atom or group of atoms by another atom or group of atoms is called as substitution. Substitute, okay, taking, replacing. Okay, substitute nothing but replacing. Okay, so substitute, replacing. Here, so what happens in substitution? These are the reactions in which an atom or group of atoms attached to a carbon atom in a molecule is replaced by some other atom or group of atoms known as the substitute product. So without any change in the structure of the remaining part. Okay, the remaining part should not be changed, right? We will understand it by taking some example. Okay, so the product formed is known as the substitution product. The new atom or group which enter the molecule is called as a substituent. Some examples of the substitution reactions are here. So here chlorination of methane in the presence of light. Okay, it gives methyl chloride, HCl. Okay, or it gives dichloromethane and chloroform and carbon tetrachloride. It is a chain reaction actually. So chlorination of methane in the presence of light is a chain reaction. We will discuss about it later. So here what happens here? One hydrogen of in methane is replaced by chloride of chlorine. Okay, here so CH4, in CH4 one hydrogen is replaced by Cl, right? So here atom of CH4 is replaced by chlorine atom. Next one, another example for the substitution reaction is ethyl bromide, reaction of ethyl bromide with aqueous KOH. Okay, gives ethyl alcohol and KBr. What happened here? Here bromine is replaced by OH minus. K is dissociated into K plus OH minus. So this OH minus substitutes Br minus. So Br minus and K plus gives potassium bromide. So here main product is ethyl alcohol, right? So OH minus replaces Br minus. Replacing means substitution. So ethyl bromide, reaction of ethyl bromide with potassium, aqueous potassium hydroxide is an example for the substitution reaction. Here bromine atom of ethyl bromide is replaced by OH group. Another example is chlorination of benzene. Okay, it is also substitution reaction, electrophilic substitution reaction. Benzene undergoes electrophilic substitution reaction. What are electrophilic substitution reactions? We will discuss about it, in which electrophile replaces another electrophile. Okay, right? Or electrophile starts the reaction. So Here, what happened? Every carbon atom of benzene is having one hydrogen. So, Cl, one chlorine atom replaces this hydrogen. So, sorry for the interruption. This chlorine atom replaces hydrogen. Cl is formed. So, this Cl, right? This Cl this Cl replaces hydrogen. Sorry. This Cl replaces this hydrogen, forms chlorobenzene. So forms chlorobenzene, right? One hydrogen in benzene is replaced by chlorine atom of chlorine molecule. So it is also one of the example of substitution reaction. Again, here another example is propene. In the presence of high heat, on heating chlorine at high temperatures, it gives allyl chloride. Here one hydrogen of CH3, in this CH3 one hydrogen is replaced by chlorine. So it gives allyl chloride. So it is allyl chloride. What happened here? One Cl came here by replacing hydrogen, right? Cl and the Cl, hydrogen. Okay, allyl chloride is formed. Here hydrogen atom of CH3 group is replaced by chlorine atom. And again, so substitution reactions are further classified into three types. First one is electrophilic substitution reaction. And second one is nucleophilic substitution reaction, and the third one is free radical substitution reaction. Okay, free radical substitution reaction. So substitution reactions are further classified into three types. First one, electrophilic substitution reaction. Second one, nucleophilic substitution reaction. Third one, free radical substitution reaction. So first of all, we will discuss about electrophilic substitution reactions. So in electrophilic substitution reactions, an atom or group in a molecule is replaced by an electrophile. So substitution nothing but replacement. Replacement with electrophile is a electrophilic substitution reaction. What are electrophiles? Electron loving species. Electrophiles are electron loving species. So electrons are rich, having negative charge. So to attract electrons, it must be one electron deficient species. So electrophiles are electron deficient species. In general, we indicate it with E plus, electrophile. E plus means deficient in electrons. That's why it loves electrons, it attracts electrons. So first, electrophilic substitution. So one atom is replaced by electrophile. Such type of reactions are called as electrophilic substitution reactions. Famous examples for this electrophilic substitution are Friedel-Crafts alkylation, Friedel-Crafts acylation. Mainly benzene undergoes electrophilic substitution reactions. Benzene, so it undergoes, instead of undergoing participating addition reactions, benzene undergoes substitution reactions because of its stability. Okay, so here I am taking example of benzene in reaction with concentrated HNO3 and H2SO4, which is called as nitration reaction. It is called as nitration reaction. gives nitrobenzene. What happened here? Already I told you that every corner of the carbon is consisting, benzene is consisting one hydrogen. So one hydrogen is replaced by NO2 plus. NO2 plus means electrophile because it is electron deficient. Okay, so one hydrogen is substituted by NO2 plus. That's why it is electrophilic substitution reaction. Again mechanism. If we look at mechanism of chlorination of benzene, okay, FeCl3 acts as catalyst. It helps in formation of electrophile. Okay, so mechanism, consider the chlorination of benzene in presence of halogen carrier. Halogen carrier FeCl3, it helps in the formation of electrophile and stabilizes the electrophile, right? Here FeCl3 reacts with chlorine and forms chloronium ion. Okay, chloronium ion Cl plus. So it is electrophile. So this chloronium ion reacts with chlorine, benzene, and forms some carbonium ion. Carbonium ion means C plus. In benzene it is C plus. Okay, carbonium ion. It forms carbonium ion. Next step, in the next step, the resonating structure and stability of, okay, here resonating structures in this intermediate stabilizes this intermediate. So if we write resonance structures for this one, so these are the resonance structures. So it imparts stability to this intermediate. After abstraction of proton from the carbonium ion, so what happens here? Proton is eliminated. So proton is eliminated. Proton means H plus. So Cl plus replaces H plus, which is leading to substitution of chlorine. So it forms by substituting chlorine, substituting H gives chlorobenzene. It is a substitution reaction. And next example, next type of substitution reactions is nucleophilic substitution reactions. These are the reactions, in which an atom or a group in a molecule is replaced by a nucleophile. Such reactions are shown by alkyl halides, right? Consider the action of aqueous potassium hydroxide on methyl chloride. Even earlier we discussed about it, general examples for substitution reactions. So ethyl halide was reacted with aqueous potassium hydroxide and it gives ethyl alcohol. It is a substitution reaction. In substitution reactions, what happens here? So I am taking here the example of methyl. So if here there is some hydrogen. So what happens here? This Cl is replaced by this OH minus. OH minus is nucleophile. Okay, right. What are nucleophiles? Electrophiles are electron loving. Nucleophiles are nucleus loving. What is the charge of nucleus? It is having positive charge. To attract positive charge, to love positive charge, the nucleophile must have negative charge. So in general, we denote nucleophiles as Nu minus. So nucleophiles. So nucleophiles replaces a group of atoms. The reactions in which one nucleophile replaces a group of atom or atoms is called as substitution reactions. So here OH minus is nucleophile, right? And Cl, an atom, it is replaced by OH minus. So giving a product called methyl alcohol, right? Again, these nucleophilic substitution reactions are further classified into two types. One is SN1 reaction and another is SN2 reaction. SN1 and SN2. Okay, one means unimolecular, two means bimolecular. So in a rate determining step or slow step. Slow step, if a reaction forms products in two steps, the step in which the step which is a slow step is called as rate determining step. The slow step in a reaction mechanism is called as rate determining step. The number of molecules, if the number of molecules in which rate determining step, how many the molecularity of the reaction depends on the number of molecules which participate in the rate determining step. If one molecule is participated in rate determining step, it is called as unimolecular reaction. That means if one molecule participates in slow step, it is called as unimolecular reaction. If two molecules are participated in slow step, which is a rate determining step, are called as bimolecular reactions. So from this concept, we can say that what are SN1 reaction, what is SN1 reaction, and what is SN2 reaction. SN1 reaction is, S means substitution, N means nucleus. So one means one molecule, unimolecular nucleophilic substitution reaction. So that means one molecule participates in rate determining step, that is slow step. So in SN2, bimolecular nucleophilic substitution reaction. So that means two molecules are participate in slow step or rate determining step. That's why it is called as bimolecular nucleophilic substitution reaction. So first of all, we will start this discussion of nucleophilic substitution reactions by taking SN2 reactions. So SN2 reactions, generally primary alkyl halides performs or undergoes this SN2 reactions. Okay, so such reactions are shown by primary alkyl halides and involve a single step. Actually it is a single step. The breaking of CX bond and making of COH bond takes place simultaneously, right? The breaking of CX, X means here bromine, okay, bromine atom, and making of OH bond with carbon, okay, takes place simultaneously. So takes place simultaneously, and the nucleophile approaches the carbon atom from the opposite side to carrying the halogen. In such reactions, an inverted product is formed. The reaction involves the formation of a transition state. Consider the reaction between ethyl bromide and aqueous potassium hydroxide. So here I am taking primary alkyl halide, which is ethyl bromide, right? Why it is primary halide? So the carbon which is attached to bromine is a primary carbon. Why it is a primary carbon? It is in bonding with only one carbon atom. That's why it is called as primary carbon. So primary alkyl halides preferably undergo SN2 substitutions, SN2 reactions. So here breakage of this bond and formation of this bond takes place simultaneously, and it is slow step. Slow step is called as rate determining step. Okay, in this rate determining step, how many molecules have been participated, and OH minus one alkali, okay, and alkyl bromide. So two molecules were participated in slow step, rate determining step or rate determining step. So what is the molecularity of this reaction? 2. So bimolecular reaction. So bimolecular nucleophilic substitution. That's why this reaction is called as bimolecular nucleophilic substitution reaction. So in this inverted product is formed. If you observe here, bromine is on the right side. Here replaced bromine is replaced by OH minus, which is an opposite side, which is on opposite side to the bromine. It is called inverted product, Walden inversion. The product, the phenomena in which the phenomena is called as Walden inversion. Sorry, Walden only, Walden inversion. So it is for only stereochemical reactions actually, right? Asymmetric carbons for chiral carbons, Walden inversion product is formed. Okay, it is very important phenomena for SN2 reactions. So Walden inversion. So inverted product is called as Walden product, Walden inversion. So here inversion has been taken place. So bromine is this side and OH minus is this side. That's why it is called as inversion. Okay, it is called as inversion. So and it is transition state. So OH minus attacks from other side, right? So same time what these dots are indicating, bond making and bond breaking are taking place simultaneously. This is SN2 reaction. So here also the reaction follows the rate law. So already I told you, alkyl halide, so OH minus, right? So two molecules are participating in rate determining step. That's why it is called as bimolecular nucleophilic substitution reaction. Next one is SN1 reaction. So we know that why it is called as one. In rate determining step, one molecule participates in the reaction. So this mechanism is generally followed by tertiary alkyl halides. Tertiary means the halide, the carbon which is attached to bromine or halide should be in bonding with three other carbon atoms. Then and there only that carbon is called as tertiary. So the such type of alkyl halides are called as tertiary alkyl halides. Here it is tertiary alkyl halide. Right? In the first step, tertiary alkyl halide breaks heterolytically, okay, to form intermediate carbonium ion. In heterolysis, carbonium plus and minus charges are usually formed. In homolysis, free radicals are formed. Okay, in homolytic fission, free radicals are formed. In heterolytic fission, plus and minus charges and cations and anions are formed. Okay, right. Here heterolytic breakage. That means the bonding electrons are attracted towards more electronegative atom, that is bromine. So it forms Br minus and it gives and carbonium cation. So in the second step, the nucleophile, okay, attacks the carbonium ion to form an alcohol. Consider the action of aqueous KOH or tertiary butyl bromide. So first step is rate determining step, that is it is slow step. In slow step, how many reactants are participated? Only one. That's why the rate of the reaction depends on the only one molecule, because it is slow step. So it forms one intermediate which is carbonium cation. It is sp2 hybridized. This carbonium cation is sp2 hybridized. So this OH minus nucleophile can attack from both sides. Right? Here in this I am giving only one example from one attack, from only one side of attack. So here it is forming tertiary butyl alcohol. So what happened here? Bromine of tertiary butyl bromide has been replaced with OH minus, so and forming tertiary butyl alcohol and forms tertiary butyl alcohol. So in this reaction, how many products in the slow step, how many reactants have been participated? Only one. That's why rate of the reaction depends only on the alkyl halide. That's why it is called as unimolecular. So substitution has been taken place. That's why it is called as unimolecular nucleophilic substitution reaction. And third substitution reaction. Already we have discussed about electrophilic substitution, nucleophilic substitution, and free radical substitution reactions. So what happens in free radical substitution reaction? One free radical substitutes or replaces one atom or group of atoms in a molecule. Such type of reactions are called as free radical substitution reactions. So these are the reactions in which an atom or group of atoms in a molecule is replaced by a free radical. So the replacement of hydrogen atom by a halogen atom is an example for free radical substitution. So already in examples for substitution reactions, we have taken this example, chlorination of methane, right? Methyl chloride is formed. In bromination of ethane, ethyl bromide is formed. So and propane at high temperature reacts with chlorine and forms allyl chloride. It is called as allyl chloride. Okay, right. So the mechanism for free radical reaction involves three steps. First one is initiation, second one is propagation, and third one is termination. In initiation, free radical is formed, okay, and in propagation, that free radical propagates the reaction and forms different types of products. In termination, the final product is formed and reaction ends here. So we shall look at the mechanism of what is this free radical substitution reaction. So here we are taking example of bromination of ethane. So first step is initiation. In this step, halogen molecules breaks homolytically. Homolysis means, so each one electron in the bond has been taken away by two atoms. So resulting in it forms free radicals. So if there is a bond, actually we know that bond is formed by two electrons generally, so especially covalent bonds. So homolysis gives each electron to the each atom in the bond, so resulting in free radicals. Here bromine free radical is formed. In the initiation, free radical is formed in the presence of light. So propagation step, the bromine formed in the first step reacts with alkane molecule to form a new free radical, which in turn reacts with bromine molecule and chain starts and so on. Here, so bromine free radical is formed in the initiation step. Here it replaces one hydrogen. It takes away one hydrogen from ethane. So resulting in formation of ethyl free radical. Here ethyl free radical, right? This ethyl free radical reacts with bromine and forms ethyl bromide and gives bromine free radical. This bromine again reacts with another molecule of ethane and forms an ethyl bromide. So this step, this is a continuous process. Next, termination step, third step. In this step, reaction ends here. So in this step, the free radicals combine and reacts to and forms product, and the reaction stops here. So similarly, consider the reaction of chlorine and propane. So allylation, okay. Chlorine, what happens here? Here initiation, chlorine free radical is formed, and propane reacts with chlorine free radical and gives allyl radical. Same like here ethyl radical is formed in the second step. And third step, in propagation step only, this chlorine with free radical, so this allyl free radical and chlorine gives allyl chloride, and one chlorine free radical is formed. So this chlorine free radical again reacts with another allyl propene and gives another allyl chloride. So the reaction goes in that way. So it is another